everyone, it's Austin Solomon, the Solomon Group at Coldwell Banker. Today we're talking about offer deadlines. What are my thoughts about placing a deadline for an offer in this marketplace? So you've probably seen it if you've been searching for homes. You might see in the remarks, offers being reviewed on such and such a date, right? So maybe a house comes on the market on a Thursday and offers are going to be reviewed on a Monday. What are my thoughts about that? What are the pros and cons of that? We're going to talk about that today. So again, it all depends on the context of the house. That's the biggest caveat. It's all about the house, right? The houses where I feel like that strategy is going to work the best on is the houses that are probably going to be the most popular. Well, the most popular homes are going to be the ones that appeal to the most buyers, right? They're going to meet most buyers' wants and wishes, right? So each property, for example, right, a ranch house that's 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage at $200,000, that is going to meet a lot of people's criteria, right? Even more so than that, you could say, hey, a house in Wausau that's 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage that's $160,000. A lot of buyers are going to be interested in that property, right? It just checks a lot of boxes for people, and it's at a price point that a lot of buyers are searching at. And it happens to be the market where there's the fewest homes right now anyways. So is that property going to be very popular? Could someone benefit from, hey, having extended time for showings and reviewing offers on a certain deadline? In that instance, I would say yes, right? Because you already know that property is going to be popular. There's going to be multiple offers on it anyhow. So in that instance, it'd probably be beneficial to allow for showings to be extended and offers to be reviewed on a certain deadline, right? There are some instances where it may not be the best case though, right? Maybe a property is a little bit unique, right? And it might be, you might be putting the cart before the horse to set an offer deadline on a house that may not get any offers in the first few days, right? And I've certainly seen that happen where sellers have been like, hey, we're reviewing offers on this day. And then all of a sudden, like after that date, it's still on the market, like there were no offers. And in that instance, you probably turn some people off to the property because you kind of already put in their mind that, hey, we're expecting multiple offers on it, right? So that's a little bit of a turnoff to some buyers versus a lot of buyers, they want to get into the property soon, right? They want to get a deal. They don't want to compete with a bunch of people, right? And so by setting like an offer deadline, you're already telling buyers like, hey, we're expecting to review offers on this date. We're expecting multiple offers, right? So if a seller doesn't have offers on that deadline, you might have shot yourself in the foot just a touch because of the fact that you may have turned off a few buyers, by putting that out there. So it's all in the context of the house, right? And the other thing too is there are a lot of buyers that they don't want to get into a bidding war, right? It is kind of a stressful situation. They like to just kind of, do real estate like the old school way, which is, hey, I'm interested in this property. I'll pay a really good price, right? But I don't want to wait 4 days to hear back. I want to hear back in a day. Like I want to hear back in 2 days, right? I'm going to give you a really good offer. I want to know in 2 days, right? So in some instances, if that's the case, it's hard to know. It all comes down to the context of the property and the market conditions, how many showings it's going to have, right? But sometimes just honoring that, hey, a really good offer came in, right? They really want the house. They're giving us a really good offer, right? They're trying to avoid a bidding war situation, and by doing so, maybe they offered quite a bit over asking because they would like to know sooner rather than later, right? Sometimes that's just the easiest route to go and maybe a good option for a seller as well. So it just kind of depends. And again, some sellers are like, you know what? I don't want to get into a bidding war situation. I don't need like 30 offers on my house or even like 6, right? I just want someone that really likes the house, who's paying a fair price, right? And we don't need to go over 15 offers and have me out of my house for 4 days for showings, right? So everyone's a little bit different in the context, right? It all comes back to like, what house is it selling? What property are we selling? How many showings are we expecting for this property? If it's going to be one that's super popular and we're thinking there's going to be a lot of showings and a lot of offers, it might be best and it might be the least stressful just to say, hey, like let's open it up for the weekend, review offers on a certain date, right? And if the property is one where it's like, hey, maybe it's a popular property, but it's got some unique things to it. right? Maybe it's best not to like set an offer deadline because we don't want to deter people from coming in and looking at it. So those are my thoughts on offer deadlines. Again, if you're curious on whether your house would benefit from that or not, again, we'd have to meet up and I could explain the pros and cons in the context of your specific house.